that for me, I realized that, okay, not only is the door open, but there's somebody on the other side waving a whole bunch of money, saying, like, I'll pay you to come through and do this. And I actually went to graduate school for 3 months, decided I absolutely hated it, and dropped out. But I dropped out. I said no to them, which was the first time that that had ever actually really happened, in a significant moment. But all the way through university, my dad was a computer guy. He was a computer consultant. He knew stuff about computers. I grew up at his knee. People would call up hoping to find him. He'd be out working on somebody else's machine, and I'd say, well, have you plugged in the computer? And that was the issue. Basic tech support. So I became the computer guy at the university on how people actually use this stuff and apply it. And when I decided I wasn't interested in graduate school anymore, I started training students full-time. Again, I don't have a degree. I'm not an OP, SOP, or any of the sort. I lived it, I've been there, I know the strategies, and that's where I think this from. So, I started training students. I saw I was seeing 200 students a year for 3 years straight. I saw 600 students. And I learned a lot about not just my issues, but their issues, the common feelings, the common elements of it all. This software is essentially designed to address a niche problem. There are tools out there that are trying to be an $800 Swiss Army knife. They do everything. And I don't know if you've seen an $800 Swiss Army knife. It has 1,001 different functions. It weighs about 2 pounds. It no longer classifies as a pocket knife. And finding any single one of these tools, or finding the one that you're looking for, you can always find a corkscrew, but never have a bottle of wine. But just to find a basic knife to cut an apple on this massive monstrosity is impossible. And that's the experience of a student who has been given a tool that does everything. It takes a whole bunch of time and training and experience and education for them to get comfortable with the chaos that's there. This is the complete opposite of that kind of approach. That means it doesn't do as much, but it does what it does very well. I draw an analogy to it of essentially a scalpel. The $800 Swiss Army knife is $800. It's completely impractical, but boy, is it expensive. A scalpel, which saves lives, costs $9 on Amazon. But it's not ideal for everything. It has its limitations. So my hope today, for you, with you, is to actually show you the lines in the sand where this just doesn't make sense. But at the same time, be able to delineate where it does work and where it does succeed. Then, what I hope to do is get you enough knowledge and interest to maybe go back, take your full version, and try it with some of your students. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, that's exactly your job. If you were in this for the money, you would have done a different job. Let's face it, you probably would have taken on something else. But you're in this to make a difference for students. So am I, so is this company. And if this doesn't make sense, I don't want you to buy it. We have had one return in 4 years. Because people only buy it if they're really interested. And we don't force ourselves and say, this is the magic bullet, because then we kind of believe. You have to decide what works and what doesn't, and I'm well aware of that process. So I'm happy to give you at least the opportunity to be able to try those different things out. First, what I want to do is I want to show you in one sentence essentially what this does. What does this look like right away? Then what I want to do is I want to break that down into each of its different parts. As I do that, I will be starting to talk about the different parts and components of the software and how it all works. So, I'll use it all at once. If you're confused, that's kind of the point. I really just want to get you the opportunity to see what are we going for? What is the goal? And here we go. So, now, I'm actually realizing for the people in the back, this all needs to be much bigger. So, that might be, sorry?
N. Ever.
I'm getting capitalitis going on here. There we go.
Enclose, encounter, encounter, encounter. Difficult, difficult. Vocabulary, vocabulary. I can.
Put on a headset. Switch.
Switch end.
Switch. Switch. My microphone isn't even on. So my elbow gets pressed against the mute button, and it all seems like it's just not working at all. There we go. Perfect. Switch.
Switch, switched. Between the
Microphone.
microphone, 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 and the
Keyboard whenever I need to.
keyboard whenever I need to. Keyboard whenever I need to.
And I'm realizing the real problem is with font sizes. Who's that out? Zoom this out. There. Much better.
A. 2.
So, you're getting a chance to see what exactly
2. When I encounter difficult vocabulary, I can switch between the microphone and the keyboard whenever I need to.
every student.
Every student, every student. Tends to know
Different things.
different things, different things about
Each word as they're trying to write.
in each word as they are trying to write.
So it's close enough.
In each word as they are trying to write.
I'll take it.
In each word, it.
I'm getting spoken feedback, so I know I just need to remove it. So instead of trying to go for some arbitrary level of perfection, I'm going to take it as close enough, use it, and modify it, and tweak it a little bit if I need to. This isn't about trying to prove a point of, wow, how cool is this microphone? It's about trying to just come up with a practical way of getting things and knowing that I got those things down correctly. So you're talking about sort of a different overall approach to this kind of speech recognition. But I think what you're noticing right off the bat is, one, I'm not trying to use speech recognition on everything. I've got this word prediction as it's not a backup. It's an entirely different strategy. So what this is not a magic bullet. It's an approach of having multiple writing strategies. Multiple strategies towards writing, and I'm going to talk about a whole bunch of them. Some of them make sense for some students, some of them don't make sense for other students, and that's fine. But it is just important to realize that the different strategies exist. So first I want to talk about the word prediction. I want to talk about how those words are coming up in those word prediction boxes. Then I want to talk about how I'm choosing those, because that actual interaction with it can be both a mobility concern and a reading concern, depending on the students that you're working with. So, we'll definitely want to talk about that interaction with the word prediction box, not only what's inside. Finally, I'll talk about some how the spoken feedback is both, I can use it as a basic screen reader very quickly, and a proofreading tool, which is actually incredibly powerful. And then I'm going to move into the speech recognition, talk about the training, and talk about actually how would one combine the word prediction and the speech recognition